Good afternoon, students. Am I audible now clearly?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
screen is visible. Thank you for the reply. So let us start with the today's class. So in the last lecture, we started with the second chapter of the syllabus. So I forgot to give the notice in the last lecture. So that's why I'm giving the notice now. That during our 1 hour lecture, that is on Thursday, we will conduct a class test on chapter 1, which will be based on the MCQs, that is multiple choice questions, and test will be around 25 to 30 marks. Okay, this is an announcement I wanted to make. So it means I wanted to conduct during the last Thursday only, but as I was having some official work, I could not conduct the test. So now let us start with the second chapter. So already we started with the second chapter. Second chapter is about the new data model, that is ER model, and the database design. So database design, it means that whenever a database we wanted to prepare or we wanted to implement a database. So first we always start with the requirements of the prospective users. So those users who are going to use the database, what are their requirements? What kinds of information these people wanted to store, or how this information should be categorized. So there are different kinds of different business decisions are taken, computer science decision are taken, and also this comes under a logical design, and then the later on as the based on the cost we decide on the physical design. So where we decide regarding the hardwares and the data structures which need to be used for the database. So here in the design process, the main thing is that gathering the needs of our users. So always that is the major part which is considered. Unless or until all the requirements are met, we cannot uh, satisfied with the design. So design, this gives the overall picture of a needs of a database users, and based on that we decide a schema, and this schema is represented how the user needs are categorized. So now within that, next we started with the second point, that is ER model, which stands for the entity relationship model. So entity, anything in the real world which can be distinguished from one another, that is called as an entity. And association between such different entities is called as a relationship. So entities, for example, a student, then we take any subject that is course as a different entity. And if student is applying for some course or takes any course, then we can say that there is a relationship between these two entities. And when it comes to the entity set, in all class, that is if I'm having class of 80 students, all the students information I will preserve. So yes, every student can be distinguished from each other, and they are having the same set of information. For example, a student, every student is having a roll number, every student is having a name, address, courses applied, etc. So it means that all these belong to a part of single set. So these are the entities, but these are having the same set of the properties. That's why we call student as an entity set. So that's why entity set, and similarly the relationship between the different entities, we can say that the relationship set, a collection of relationship sets among the different entities. And the third point, that is in the ER model we studied, that is attributes. So I will move to the next slide. So attributes are the special that is properties we can say. So properties which able to differentiate based on which we differentiate between the number of entities. Yes. Here attributes are the properties of the entities, so which hold some values. For example, if I'm saying roll number is a property, for every student I will have a value. If I'm saying name as a property, then every student will have a name, that is value for the name attribute. So it means there is a set of some permitted values. Here we are deciding the domain for the attributes. It means which kind of information that should be. So again, in the attributes, we are having subtypes, that is simple and composite. Simple attributes, which cannot be divided into subparts. Composite attributes, which can be divided into subparts. In the simple, we can take an example as a department name, Aadhaar number, or first name. And when it comes to the composite, we can say name, address. These are the examples of the attributes which can have a subpart. For example, in the name, I can have first name, middle name, last name. In the address, I can have the street number, house number, tahsil, district, etc. These are the parts of a composite attribute. Then single value. For each person, there is a single value for that attribute. For example, I can say a name. Then a multi-valued for the same attribute. Entity can have multiple values. For example, phone number, as for a single person, there can be multiple mobile numbers can be there, or multiple email IDs can be there, one on Gmail, one on Yahoo Mail, or some official, etc. It means for the email, I can have the multiple values. And the another type of attribute is derived attribute. Derived attribute, it means that the value of this attribute can be calculated from some another attributes. For example, from the date of birth, we can calculate the age. Okay, it means I will take today's date and we'll calculate what is the age of the person. Similarly, if I'm getting marks of all the subjects, I can calculate the average marks or percentage of the marks. So this is a type of attributes, derived attribute. So I'll skip a few of the parts. It means already taken, but in case of repetition, I had not taken. That is, each design database design schema should not have redundancy and should not be incomplete. Redundancy, it means same information repeatedly, stored repeatedly, and incompleteness, any of the user requirement is not able to accomplish. For example, if I wanted to store information about the subject, which is not taken by any of the student, still there should be a provision to store the information about the subject. For example, any staff had not assigned any subject, then still we should be able to store the information about such instructor. So a bad design shouldn't allow me for the, it means a good design allows me to store this information also. So incompleteness should not be there. And in case of design, that is whatever the standard normal forms are there, as per that our design should be there. Then we have seen few of the examples, then examples of the relationship set. Then we have seen the concept of role. Role, it means that whenever two entities are participating with each other, what is the role of each of them? For example, if we are talking about the advisors relationship, that is a teacher advises to the student, it means that here, if participating two entities are different, we need not to mention the role. That is, instructor is separate, student is separate. It means instructor advises the student. But when it comes to the identical entity participating into a relation, for example, there is a course, and for that course we are having some prerequisite. Then here, course and course, only two entities are participating. It means that there we need to mention the role. For example, here, that is which out of the courses, which one is main course and which one is prerequisite course, that we need to store. In case of role, wherever we are having a recursive relationship. Then we have seen concept of descriptive properties. Descriptive properties, it means that those attributes or those properties which belongs to the relationship set. Relationship setच्या स्वतःच्या propertiesला descriptive properties we can call. Then degree, it means how many entities are participating into a relation. If only two entities are participating, we can say that relationship is binary. If three entities are participating, it means that we can say the relationship is ternary. And if more than three are there, it means n-ray relationship we can say. So now let us see the example of it means attributes. Subtypes also we have seen, that is the types of the attributes: simple, composite, single valued, multi-valued, and derived. The next we have seen the example of composite attributes. So now here, now let us move to a concept where we wanted to store the incomplete information. Okay, for example, here uh, database design, that is entities, also allows to store the null values. Null values, it means that if consider I'm having a instructor relation, and in the instructor relation we are having a column called passport number. Okay, here other attributes like I'm having the ID of the staff, I'm having name of the staff, then address, whatever these usual attributes are there, they are there. Then UID, that is Aadhaar number or PAN card number, etc. Okay, along with the identity proof, I will enter my bank account number or passport number, etc. So within that, consider that as an instructor, I have registered for the institute. That is appointed as an instructor in the institute, but I don't have a passport number. Okay, so in that cases, whenever we are applying for this information, then as there is no passport number, it means I had not applied yet not for the passport number, or my passport number is invalid because it is expired a few years back. That's why that number cannot be valid. It I had not renewed mine, or it means passport doesn't exist for me. Or another example, I have applied in the bank for the account opening, but I had not got my account number. Okay. So consider that account number right now I have applied, but I had not received because generating an account number, that can be a lengthy task, which gives me a unique number which I can access throughout the India anywhere. That's why generating this account number takes a amount of time, that is a week, etc. So it means that I don't have value for this attribute as well as I don't have value for this attribute. Okay, for this purpose, database allows to have a concept of null value. Okay, null value, it means that the value which is unknown. हो, मला अकाउंट नंबर येणार आहे, पण आता सध्या म्हणजे माझा अकाउंट नंबरची काहीतरी व्हॅल्यू आहे, पण ती मला सध्या नाही माहिती काय, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट एट जनरेटेड. मला माहिती नाही की माझा अकाउंट नंबर काय असेल. देन पासपोर्ट नंबर ऑल्सो आय हॅड नॉट येट अप्लाइड, म्हणजे मी अप्लायच केला नाही तर माझा पासपोर्ट नंबर काय असेल, म्हणजे हा एक्झिस्टिंग नाहीये. हा माझा एक्झिस्टिंगच्या फेजवर आहे, पण माझ्याकडे हा नंबर नाहीये. ओके, इट मीन्स दॅट in such cases wherever we are having a missing value, for example, my 10th or 12th mark sheet is missing, and on that there is a registry number, and I don't have a photocopy also, and that's why I don't know that number. It means that yes, there is a registry number, but it doesn't mean that I had not applied for the 10th. I have applied 10th. I have also have my mark sheet, but right now my mark sheet is missing, and because of which I cannot enter value here. For example, I am having a SSC certificate code number. Okay, so in such cases, wherever there is a value is missing or unknown, wherever there is a value is missing or there is value is unknown or doesn't exist, in such cases, we may go for a null value. Okay, null value, it means that an attribute takes a null value when an entity does not have a value for it. त्या एखाद्या attribute साठी जर व्हॅल्यू नसेल तर मग ती व्हॅल्यू नल म्हणून ट्रीट केली जाऊ शकते. Yes, here again you will say that if person doesn't enter a name, yes, name is a compulsory value. म्हणजे माझ्या डेटाबेस मध्ये मी असंही प्रोव्हिजन करायला हवं, माझा डेटाबेस मला नल व्हॅल्यू द्यायला अलाउ करतो. म्हणजे काय की अट्रिब्यूट पण ते तसेच ठेवतो की बाबा कुठल्या कुठल्या अट्रिब्यूटला नल व्हॅल्यू चालू शकते. माझ्याकडे कंपल्शन आहे की SSC चा सर्टिफिकेट जर नसेल तुमच्याकडे तर तुम्ही ऍज अ इन्स्ट्रक्टर म्हणून अप्लाय करू शकत नाही. देन दिस व्हॅल्यू इज अ मस्ट व्हॅल्यू, म्हणजे ही व्हॅल्यू लागते. मग त्या केसेसमध्ये just like in the form etc we see a star, it means that that value is compulsory or mandatory. So in that cases, whenever we are applying some restrictions, At this point, star, it means that null value at this column is not allowed. Okay, त्या केसेसमध्ये null value allowed नाही, ती value mustच आहे. And then when it comes to the passport, as a I'm having this into the same locality, it means I need not to have a passport number. So it means I can allow for the null value of a passport number. Then in case of account number right now is necessary for make my payments, then it means that this is also a compulsory value. Okay, ही सुद्धा compulsory value पाहिजे. But at the initial level, it allows me to give some default value. काहीतरी default value देऊ शकता तुम्ही. त्याच्यानंतर ज्यावेळेस माझा अकाउंट नंबर येईल त्यावेळेस मग मी मात्र इथे अकाउंट नंबरला व्हॅल्यू देऊ शकते. त्या केसेस मध्ये सुद्धा मी याला null value allowed करू शकते. So here passport number is not a compulsory value, but SSC, this registration number is required. That is a must part. In that case, I will make this as a not null attribute. म्हणजे अशा attribute ला मी as a not null म्हणून prefer करणार. Not null, it means that this value is a mandatory for a database. आणि null म्हणजे जर समजा मी explicitly specify नाही केलं की बाबा याला not null value लागतेच, बाय डिफॉल्ट त्या कॉलमला null value चालतं. Okay, so here null value, it means that either the value is missing, value is unknown, or the value doesn't exist, not applicable. Because I don't have a passport, it means that is not applicable to me, and that's why I may not say that this value is not known. Or consider that a college asks for the passport, it is mandatory for the out of state students. म्हणजे असं कंपल्शन असतं की जे बाहेरच्या राज्यातले आहेत त्यांना पासपोर्ट नंबर कंपल्सरी आहे. सो इन दॅट केस that field, compulsory field, doesn't applicable to me. If I'm choosing the state as Maharashtra, this allows me to have a not null value. The null value, it allows me for the null value. But if I'm choosing any other state than the Maharashtra, then this values becomes a compulsory. असाही restriction मी त्या value वर देऊ शकतो. So clear with the concept of null value?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So anybody else who would like to reply?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So now let us move to the next concept. Constraint. So I may say that this is the most favorite and easy part of this second chapter, constraints. So let us talk about the dictionary meaning of the constraint. Constraint, it means that this is some restrictions, some rules, or some pattern, etc. Constraint म्हणजे काय की मी माझ्या डिझाईनवर एखादं रेस्ट्रिक्शन देते की बाबा हे असंच असायला पाहिजे, ह्या रूल अप्लाय असायला पाहिजे. So constraint, it means that this refers to some compulsion, or we can say some fixed rules or restrictions. म्हणजे की समजा एक स्टुडंट, एक फॅकल्टी at most can apply for the can guide to the 4 students. म्हणजे मी तर रेस्ट्रिक्ट केलंय की बाबा 4 पेक्षा तुमच्याकडे कमी असू शकतात, पण मॅक्सिमम 4च असू शकतात. म्हणजे हे रेस्ट्रिक्शन झालं किंवा एखादा रूल झाला की ज्याच्याकडे बाकीचे सगळे एलिमेंट हा रूल फॉलो करतात. So constraints and ER enterprise schema may define certain constraints to which contents of the database must conform. म्हणजे this rule or whatever this restriction is there, all the database content must follow this. So first is a mapping cardinality, second is a participation constraint, and third one is the keys. Okay, so I may say if you had not understood keys in the database, it means that you had not studied a database. So this keys is it means part of the almost every chapter henceforth. Okay, so let us first go with the mapping cardinality. So mapping cardinality, it means that the express the number of entities student to which another entity can be associated via a relationship. म्हणजे एक एंटिटी दुसऱ्या एंटिटी सोबत कशा वे मध्ये असोसिएट होते, दॅट इज अ रिलेशन, that is called as a participation mapping cardinality. So the express म्हणजे एका entity, here I am having the 2 entities. Okay, here I'm having a first entity as a student and second entity I'm having as an instructor. Okay, just now I said that instructor advises a student. So here I can say that instructor having the relationship, so advises to the student. Okay, so this is a these two are the entities. Instructor and student are the entities, and advisors is my relationship between them. So express the number of entities. म्हणजे इन्स्ट्रक्टरचे किती इन्स्टंट दुसऱ्या एंटिटी सोबत म्हणजे एक इन्स्ट्रक्टर किती स्टुडंट सोबत असोसिएटेड असू शकतो किंवा एक स्टुडंट किती इन्स्ट्रक्टर सोबत असोसिएटेड. That is called as a mapping cardinality. एक instructor माझा किती स्टुडंट सोबत मॅप होऊ शकतो. So let us read the definition once more. Express the number of entities student to which another entity instructor can be associated. Here I am seeing focus on the number of entities. Okay, so there are basically four types. That is one to one म्हणजे एक instructor एका स्टुडंटला असू शकतो. one to many, one instructor can guide to many students. म्हणजे एक एंटिटी इन्स्टन्स एकदाच आणि दुसऱ्या सोबत इकडचा एकच स्टुडंट. many to one, many instructor to the one, and many to many. So these are the four types of the mapping cardinality. So let us see this figure to the figure by diagrammatic representation. So mapping cardinality. So here consider this is a set of A entities and this is a set of B entities. Entity set A and entity set B. If consider any one. So and a single entity म्हणजे माझ्या एंटिटी इन्स्ट्रक्टर मध्ये माझ्याकडे 4 इन्स्ट्रक्टर्स आहेत A1, A2, A3 and A4. Okay, and in this student entity I am having B1, B2 and B3. If consider relationship between these is 1 to 1. या दोघांमध्ये रिलेशन जर मी 1 to 1 जर म्हणत असेल, it means that a instructor can guide to a single student. Okay, तो instructor एकाच स्टुडंटला गाईड करू शकतो किंवा एक स्टुडंट फक्त एकाच टीचर कडून गायडन्स घेऊ शकतो. ओके, या ह्याच्यामध्ये हा एकटा एकासोबतच असोसिएटेड आहे आणि याच्यातला एकटा हा एकासोबतच असोसिएटेड आहे. That is 1 to 1. So let us see the definition. No, I had not read the definition of 1 to 1. One entity from one set is associated to another only single entity, at most one entity into some another set. Okay, that is the 1 to 1 mapping cardinality. When it comes to the 1 to many, it means that one entity from entity set A is associated to many entities from another entity set. म्हणजे याच्यातला एक माझ्या मल्टिपल एंटिटीज फ्रॉम अनदर एंटिटी सेट असोसिएटेड आहे. B1, B2 ला A1 न अटॅच केलेला आहे, पण A1 म्हणजे B1 हा ॲटमोस्ट एकाशीच असोसिएटेड असू शकतो. B1 फक्त एकाला असोसिएटेड असू शकतो, पण A1 हा मल्टिपल लोकांशी असोसिएटेड आहे. सो 1 to many, only one instance from entity set A is associated to multiple instance from another set B. इथं फक्त एकाशी असोसिएटेड आहे, इथं मल्टिपल लोकांशी असोसिएटेड आहे. सो हियर whatever the definition is that mapping cardinality express the number of entities. एका एंटिटी सोबत दुसऱ्या एंटिटीचा किती जणांसोबत मॅपिंग होतं, on that basis this mapping cardinality is there. So most useful in describing binary relationship set. Wherever there are binary relationship, it means two participating entities are there. त्याच केसेस मध्ये ही mapping cardinality यूज केली जाते. For a binary relationship set, mapping cardinality must be of following types, that is 1 to 1, 1 to many. So these two examples we have seen. Then next two more are there, many to 1 and many to many. Okay, so here many to 1, many instances of one entity set are associated with single instance from another entity set. Okay, so this becomes my one. Multiple entities are associated to one, many to one. And last one, many to many. many instances of this are associated with many to them. Okay, so illustrate this example. So let us have an example. For example, uh, so instructor advises student. Okay, so if I'm taking a relationship between student, consider okay, student opens an account at the bank. Okay, opens has this relationality has account. Okay, so consider that we are having a saving account. म्हणजे बँकेत एखाद्या स्टुडंटचं सेव्हिंग अकाउंट आहे. Each one is having account. So that account belongs to a single. Sorry, students, I was interrupted by some other work. So consider that in a bank, student is having an account. एका स्टुडंटचं बँकेमध्ये अकाउंट आहे. मग it is applied for the scholarship. It means that on that account yours only scholarship is allowed. म्हणजे ते अकाउंट तुमच्या एकट्याचं आहे आणि तुमच्या एकट्याचं ते अकाउंट आहे. ओके, इट मीन्स दॅट स्टुडंट कॅन हॅव म्हणजे तुमचं एकच अकाउंट सध्या आहे. ओके, कन्सिडर करा की बाकीच्या बँकेमध्ये तुमचं कुठेही अकाउंट नाहीये किंवा त्याच बँकेत तुमचं एकच अकाउंट आहे. दॅट इज अ स्टुडंट इज अलाउड टू टेक ओनली सिंगल अकाउंट. म्हणजे त्या पॉलिसी अंडरमध्ये आज तुम्ही स्टुडंट आहेत, तुम्हाला एकच अकाउंट सेव्हिंग अकाउंट ओपन केलं जाऊ शकतं. मोर दॅन दॅट इज नॉट अलाउड. मग त्या केसेसमध्ये स्टुडंटचं एकच अकाउंट आहे आणि ते अकाउंट फक्त तुमच्या एकट्याच आहे. इट मीन्स दॅट देर इज अ 1-to-1. Only single student can have a single account and student can have only one account. It means that the relationship between student and account is a 1-to-1. This is called as a 1-to-1. Next, consider that project guides list is allocated and within that as a single instructor I can guide to a multiple students. म्हणजे एक मी I can guide to the multiple students. Consider a group of 4. but 4 students. एक ग्रुप कुठला तरी एकाच फॅकल्टीकडे दिला जातो. तिथं मल्टिपल फॅकल्टीज नसतात. म्हणजे एका प्रोजेक्टला मल्टिपल फॅकल्टी गाईड म्हणून काम करू शकत नाही. त्या चौघांसाठी फक्त एकच गाईड अलोकेट केला जातो आणि एका इन्स्ट्रक्टरला मल्टिपल स्टुडंट्स अप्लाय केले अलोकेट केले जातात. पण प्रत्येक स्टुडंटला गाईड मात्र एकच येतो. म्हणजे ह्या प्रत्येक स्टुडंटला हा एकच गाईड आहे, पण या इन्स्ट्रक्टरला मल्टिपल स्टुडंट्स आहेत. सो दिस mapping is called as a 1-to-many. Okay, so this is called as a 1-to-many relationship. Then next, consider that if we wanted to say that those students, it means consider that I wanted to apply for the scholarship, but student is below 18. म्हणजे 18 जर बिलो असेल तर बँक काय करते की तुम्हाला इंडिव्हिज्युअल अकाउंट अलाउ नाही करत, मग त्यावेळेस जॉईंट अकाउंट तुम्हाला अलाउ करून देते. सो इट मीन्स दॅट इफ आय एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द पर्सन, मे बी एनीवन, दॅट इज child can have an account, joint account with either mother or either father. So it means that two people have single account. Okay, this joint account I can have. म्हणजे दोघांमध्ये एक अकाउंट आहे आणि हे एक अकाउंट दोघांना ऍक्सेस दिलं जातं. सो इट मीन्स दॅट आय कॅन से दॅट दिस रिलेशनशिप इज many to one. Okay, many to one, one to many. And then next, students take course. Okay, स्टुडंट कोर्स घेतात. एक स्टुडंट माझा 4 कोर्सेसला अप्लाय करू शकतो. ओके, अ सिंगल स्टुडंट कॅन अप्लाय फॉर द 4 to 6 कोर्सेस. म्हणजे बी मध्ये 4 येतात, तुमच्या लेवलला 6 to 7 येतात. कन्सिडर दॅट मॅक्स आय एम टेकिंग काउंट ॲज अ 7. A single student can take a 7 courses, and the same course can be taken by multiple students. Okay, त्या कोर्सला माझ्याकडे जर 150 स्ट्रेंथ जर असेल तर 150 च्या 150 स्टुडंट सुद्धा त्या कोर्सला अप्लाय करू शकतात. हिअर द मीनिंग इज दॅट a single student can apply for the multiple courses and a single course can be taken by the multiple students. म्हणजे इथे रिलेशनशिप कशी झाली, many to many. So here this is a mapping cardinality. Mapping cardinality म्हणजे एका एंटिटीचं दुसऱ्या सोबत पार्टिसिपेशन. म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस रिलेशनशिप ही जी प्रॉपर्टी आहे, सो दिस प्रॉपर्टी बिलोंग्स टू अ रिलेशनशिप, हॅज, advises, have, take. So these are the relationship. So this constraints are saying that how we can have an association between these two entities. म्हणजे माझ्या स्टुडंट एंटिटीची इन्फॉर्मेशन वेगळी आहे, अकाउंटची इन्फॉर्मेशन वेगळी आहे. बट when it comes to the association between student and account, ज्यावेळेस मी ह्या दोघांच्या रिलेशनशिप बद्दल बोलते त्यावेळेस एका स्टुडंटला किती अकाउंट आहे किंवा एक अकाउंट किती जणांमध्ये आहे, दॅट इन्फॉर्मेशन इज solely stored into a relationship. So whatever this mapping cardinality is there, this is a completely a property of a relationship set. ही complete property relationship set ची आहे. So here it means how we can say that 1 to 1 आहे. हे restriction कसं असेल माझ्याकडे. So consider that हे has म्हणजे has relationship मध्ये माझी ही इन्फॉर्मेशन असेल की स्टुडंट विथ रोल नंबर 1 is having अकाउंट नंबर 1 2 3 4. ओके, 1 to 1 इट मीन्स दॅट मी असं कुठलं पुन्हा एखादा रेकॉर्ड ठेवू शकत नाही की रोल नंबर 2 पण माझा 1 2 3 रेकॉर्ड सोबत आहे. नो, हिअर 1 to 1 इट मीन्स दॅट हा अकाउंट नंबर फक्त आणि फक्त ह्या एकाच इंडिव्हिज्युअलला असाइन केला जाऊ शकतो. इट मीन्स दॅट दोघांना सेम अकाउंट नंबरची व्हॅल्यू असं कधीच नाही होणार. And again, when it comes to the 2, I will have a different account number. Consider that I'm having this account number. And असं पण असू शकत नाही की एकाला दुसरा अकाउंट आहे. ओके, दॅट इज ऑल्सो डझंट एक्झिस्ट. म्हणजे या एक रोल नंबरला अजून एक अकाउंट आहे अशी ही इन्फॉर्मेशन या रिलेशनशिप मध्ये अलाउड नाही. म्हणजे इथं काय होतं की एक ही व्हॅल्यू रिपीट होते आणि ही व्हॅल्यू कॉन्स्टंट राहते. सॉरी, ही व्हॅल्यू रिपीट नाही होत. म्हणजे एकाला मल्टिपल अकाउंट नंबर आहे विच इज नॉट अलाउड. 1 to 1 मध्ये हे नॉट अलाउड. 1 to 1 म्हणजे काय की एकाला फक्त एकच अकाउंट नंबर असेल आणि एक अकाउंट नंबर फक्त एकाचाच असेल. सो दिस इज अ 1 to 1 रिलेशनशिप. So this is an example. So when it comes to the advisors, advisors रिलेशन मध्ये काय की एक इन्स्ट्रक्टर मल्टिपल स्टुडंटला गाईड करू शकतो. येस, इट मीन्स दॅट आय कॅन हॅव instructor 1 guiding to the roll number 12, instructor 1 guiding to the roll number 11, instructor 1 guiding to the roll number 22. Okay, this is an example, but it cannot happen that roll number 22 is guided by the faculty ID 2. Okay, याच्यामध्ये असं होत नाही की रोल नंबर 22 याला एक पण गाईड करतोय आणि टू पण गाईड करतोय. दिस सिनारिओ डझंट एक्झिस्ट. वन टू मेनी म्हणजे काय की एक इन्स्ट्रक्टर त्याला मल्टिपल स्टुडंट्स, बट प्रत्येक स्टुडंटला हा इन्स्ट्रक्टर एकटाच असेल. ओके, सो इट मीन्स दॅट इथे व्हॅल्यू रिपीट होण्याचे चान्सेस आहेत, दॅट इज अ सेकंड. बट when it comes to the repetition of the value in the here 22 and 22 म्हणजे काय की 22 ला दोघा जणांनी गाईड केलं, that scenario doesn't exist here in case of one to many. One to many says that here every instructor can advise to the multiple student, but every student is guided by a single instructor only. Okay, now this is regarding the one to many relationship. Many to one, many to one. I'm having a person ID with 12. So it is not mandatory that the child, parent and mother, they can have the joint account. So bank allows for the adult also, it means above 18 also, to have a joint account. So it might possible that I'm having this account number, that is 1234 account number belong to a customer 12, and also customer 13 is also having the same account number. Okay, this can exist. That is multiple customers are having the same account number, but it doesn't mean that I'm having a 13 account number with some another account number. And 13 चं म्हणजे या सिनारिओ मध्ये, या सिनारिओ म्हणते की 13 ला जर हे अकाउंट एक असेल, सो दिस पेअर शुड नॉट एक्झिस्ट. या केसेस मध्ये 13 दुसरं अकाउंट ओपन केलेलं नाही चालू शकत. प्रत्येक पर्सनचं एकच अकाउंट असू शकतो, पण एक अकाउंट मल्टिपल पर्सन मध्ये शेअर्ड असू शकतो. That is the meaning of many to one. And when it comes to the many to many, roll number 1 is applying for the DB course. Okay, roll number 1 is also applying for the OS course. Okay, and roll number 1 is also applying for the JP course. Okay, course, it means that I'm having a subject, and it might म्हणजे असं ही सिनारिओ आहे की DB course is taken by roll number 2 also. OSC course is also taken by the roll number 2. This is how we are representing to many to many. A student can enroll for the multiple courses, and the same course can be enrolled by a multiple students. So इकडून याला multiple courses ला register करू शकतात. Courses can be registered by the multiple. So this is a many to many relationship. So this is a figure 1 to 1, one instant of one entity, another instant of another entity, one instance from one entity associated with multiple instance from the another entity set, one associated with multiple, one associated with only one, and in the reverse also that is true. And when it comes to the many to many entity sets are connected to single, and but this one is connected to many, and here many are connected to many, and reverse is also true. So after this explanation, let me know whether you are able to understand this or still you are having a doubt in this. I will wait for a minute. So if you are getting difficult with the example, you wanted to change me the example, it's okay, no problem. I can change the example and can move to some another scenario to explain this concept. Okay, let us explain one to many and many to one again. So many to many, sorry, one to many. Okay, this relationship I wanted to explain. One to many, it means that when it comes to the relationship, a single entity, म्हणजे माझ्याकडे दोन entities आहेत. Okay, here E1 entity is there and there is a relationship R and there is another entity E2. So one to many, it means that माझ्या entity E1 चा एक entity, this is an entity set, म्हणजे relationship म्हणजे आपण set म्हणतो. So entity E1 can have associated with multiple entities of E2. म्हणजे एका एंटिटी E1 चं रिलेशन E2 च्या मल्टिपल याच्यासोबत असू शकतं. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, कन्सिडर दॅट right now as a single user, I'm as a faculty, I'm teaching multiple courses. Okay, माझ्याकडे database शिकवायला आहे and as well as I'm having a modern database to teach. But as there is a there is a deficiency of the faculties, that's why DB subject is only given to me. म्हणजे DB फक्त मला एकटीला दिलाय. DB subject कुणालाही दिला नाही. So here I will take as an instructor. I will take this as a teacher's relation and here I will take a course. Okay, courses म्हणजे काय की एक instructor, single instructor can teach multiple courses. Okay, this relationship is called as a one. म्हणजे माझ्या नावावर कुठली कुठली एंट्री पडणार की SSK is teaching DB as well as SSK teaching MDS. ओके, सो वन टू मेनी म्हणजे काय की एका एंटिटीचं रिलेशनशिप दुसऱ्या एंटिटी सोबत कुठल्या किती जणांसोबत असोसिएटेड आहे. म्हणजे एक इन्स्ट्रक्टर किती कोर्सेस शिकवू शकतो. सो डेफिनेशन सेज दॅट नंबर ऑफ एंटिटीज. सो नंबर ऑफ एंटिटीज, a single instructor can teach how many courses? So it is a 2, म्हणजे max 2 courses शिकवू शकतो. म्हणजे काय की रिलेशनशिप ज्यावेळेस मी टीचर्स रिलेशनशिप कन्सिडर करतात. ओके, त्याच्यामध्ये माझ्या व्हॅल्यू कुठल्या कुठल्या असणार की SSK is teaching DB as well as SSK is teaching MDS. So this is a fair example. But when म्हणजे माझ्याकडे असा दुसरा कुठला इन्स्ट्रक्टर नाहीये ABC की जो DB सायमल्टेनियसली शिकवतो. नो, इथं DB फक्त आणि फक्त SSK सोबतच पेअर होऊ शकतं. ABC दुसऱ्या कुठल्याही इन्स्ट्रक्टरला एकच कोर्स दिला जात नाही. ओके, म्हणजे एक कोर्स जो आहे तो फक्त एकच कुठला तर फॅकल्टी शिकवतो. मल्टिपल फॅकल्टीज एकच कोर्स शिकवत नाही. सो हिअर इट मीन्स दॅट DB कोर्स म्हणजे इथं व्हॅल्यू मल्टिपल चालत नाहीत. म्हणजे एक कोर्स DB जर मी म्हणलं तर तो कुठला तरी एकच फॅकल्टी शिकवतो. तो कोर्स मल्टिपल फॅकल्टी शिकवत नाही. म्हणजे हे रिलेशनशिप मध्ये माझी रिलेशन E1 to E2 ही कशी आहे, यातलं एक याच्या दोघांसोबत असोसिएटेड आहे. ओके, बट व्हॉट एव्हर द कोर्स इज देअर इट इज असोसिएटेड विथ ओनली वन. म्हणजे कोर्सची प्रत्येक व्हॅल्यू कुठल्या तरी एकाच फॅकल्टीला असाइन केलेली आहे. ओके, that is the meaning of one to many. So this is the example for one to many. Next, let us go for explanation of one to many to one. Many to one हे रिव्हर्स जर म्हणलं म्हणजे कोर्सेस. ओके, मी याच एक्झाम्पलला कन्फ्युजन नाही करत. मेनी टू वन इट मीन्स दॅट आय एम हॅव्हिंग an instructor. Your works for department. Okay, so a instructor म्हणजे एक इन्स्ट्रक्टर जो माझा आहे तो कुठल्या तरी एकाच डिपार्टमेंट मध्ये काम करू शकतो. म्हणजे मी जर समजा CSE डिपार्टमेंट मध्ये जर काम करत असेल तर मग मी फक्त CSE डिपार्टमेंट मध्येच, म्हणजे वर्क्स फॉर म्हणजे काय की माझी ऑफिशियल ऑर्डर कुठल्या डिपार्टमेंटची आहे. Okay, yes, even though I'm teaching for some another डिपार्टमेंट्स म्हणजे दुसऱ्या डिपार्टमेंटचा सब्जेक्ट टीच करायचं ठीक आहे, दॅट इज अ इंटरनल थिंग. बट वेन इट कम्स टू द ऑर्डर म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस माझी ऑफिशियल ऑर्डर जिथे की माझं असिस्टंट प्रोफेसर म्हणून डेझिग्नेशन अलोकेटेड आहे, त्या केसेसमध्ये माझं नाव कुठल्या तरी एकाच डिपार्टमेंट सोबत माझं अटॅच होईल. पण एका डिपार्टमेंटमध्ये मी एकटीच नाही, सीएस डिपार्टमेंटमध्ये मी एकटी नाही, माझ्या सीएस डिपार्टमेंटमध्ये खूप सारे इन्स्ट्रक्टर्स आहेत. Okay, it means that a single instructor can be allocated to or works for a single department, but in a single department I can have multiple instructors. म्हणजे एका डिपार्टमेंट प्रत्येक इन्स्ट्रक्टर कुठल्या तरी एकाच डिपार्टमेंटला असू शकतो, पण एका डिपार्टमेंटमध्ये मल्टिपल इन्स्ट्रक्टर्स आहेत. सो इट मीन्स दॅट वर्क्स फॉर अशी जर मी रिलेशनशिप घेतली, त्या रिलेशनशिप मध्ये कसं असेल की SSK बिलॉंग्स टू CSA डिपार्टमेंट, then ABC belongs to CSA डिपार्टमेंट. म्हणजे इथं डिपार्टमेंटची जी व्हॅल्यू आहे ती रिपिटेशन चालते. ओके, बट इट कॅनॉट हॅपन दॅट SSK बिलॉंग्स टू डिपार्टमेंट 2. ओके, दुसऱ्या कुठल्या तरी डिपार्टमेंटला आहे असं नाही होणार. म्हणजे समजा की इथं कन्सिडर केलं की माझं नाव युनिक आहे आणि नावाच्या बेसिसवर मी हे वर्क्स फॉर रिलेशनशिप मध्ये माझे नाव स्टोर करते. त्या केसेसमध्ये SSK माझं नाव युनिक आहे आणि SSK CSA ला पण आहे आणि दुसऱ्या डिपार्टमेंटला पण आहे असं नाही होऊ शकत. मी ॲज अ इन्स्ट्रक्टर कॅन बिलॉंग टू अ सिंगल डिपार्टमेंट ओनली, and within a single department I can have SSK, I can have ABC, I can have BCD, I can have XYZ. So it means that this relationship is called as a many instructor belong to one department, but each instructor from this can belong to single instructor only. म्हणजे हे रिव्हर्स मध्ये कशासाठी मी घेतली का तर तुम्हाला कन्फ्युजन होईल की मेनी टू वन म्हणजे काय की याच्यातले खूप सारे एका व्हॅल्यूला असोसिएट करतात आणि ह्या एका व्हॅल्यूला खूप सारे इन्स्ट्रक्टर सुद्धा असोसिएट करतात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल इन दिस वन, इफ आय एम सेइंग दॅट दिस इज SSK, A1 म्हणजे SSK, A2 म्हणजे ABC, हे दोघंच्या दोघं एका डिपार्टमेंटला असू शकतात, पण ह्या A1 चा असोसिएशन कुठल्या B2 आणि B3 सोबत असू शकत नाही. A1 चं रिलेशनशिप फक्त आणि फक्त B1 सोबतच असतं. सो देन आय कॅन से दॅट दिस इज अ मेनी टू वन रिलेशनशिप. अँड व्हेन इट कम्स टू वन टू मेनी म्हणजे काय की A1 चं रिलेशन मेनी B सोबत आहे, पण बीचं जे असोसिएशन आहे ते फक्त कुठल्या तरी एकाच A सोबत आहे. B1 चं जे रिलेशनशिप आहे ते फक्त A1 सोबतच आहे, त्याचं रिलेशनशिप A2 किंवा A3 सोबत नाही. हियर दिस इज असोसिएटेड टू मेनी, बट जे असोसिएटेड आहेत ते फक्त यालाच कनेक्टेड आहेत, बाकी कुणाला कनेक्टेड नाही. अँड व्हेन इट कम्स टू द मेनी टू मेनी म्हणजे काय की A1 चा असोसिएशन B1 B2 सोबत आहे, B1 चा असोसिएशन A1 A2 सोबत आहे. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ मेनी टू मेनी. So, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now, shall I move to the next point? Participation.
Yes, ma'am.
So, participation, this means that whether every entity is participating into a relationship. म्हणजे माझ्या प्रत्येक एंटिटीचा कुठल्या ना कुठल्या दुसऱ्या एंटिटी सोबत असोसिएशन आहे का. फॉर एक्झाम्पल हिअर याच्यामध्ये A1 चं रिलेशन B1 सोबत आहे, A2 चं रिलेशन B2 सोबत आहे. सो व्हॉट अबाउट A4? A4 is not associated to any of the entities here. It means that here ज्यावेळेस मी ह्या रिलेशनशिपचा consider I'm talking about this relationship, every B is associated to any of the A, but there are some A's which are not associated with any of the B. म्हणजे असा एखादा A असू शकतो की ज्याचं कुणासोबत सुद्धा रिलेशनशिप नाहीये. मग ज्यावेळेस मी अशा ओके हिअर लेट अस टेक एन एक्झाम्पल. ओके, इन्स्ट्रक्टर टीचेस अ कोर्स. ओके, प्रत्येक instructor, whatever those who are instructor, all these are teaching a subject. But consider that in the courses for the third year, I am having a self-learning subject. Okay, you might be aware about this. Self-learning, it means that this subject personally should be studied by a student, and for this no faculty is allocated. म्हणजे त्या कोर्सला कुठलीही फॅकल्टी अलोकेटेड केलेली नाही. सो इट मीन्स दॅट प्रत्येक इन्स्ट्रक्टरला कुठला ना कुठला सब्जेक्ट टीचिंगला दिलेला आहे, पण प्रत्येक सब्जेक्ट कुठल्या ना कुठल्या फॅकल्टीला अलोकेट केलेला आहे असं नाही. देर आर फ्यू सब कोर्सेस फॉर विच फॅकल्टी इज नॉट अलोकेटेड. So, do you think that self-learning should be a part of teachers? So, in the teachers, should I have a value like null that it is not assigned to any of one of them, and self-learning? अशी एंट्री माझ्या टेबलमध्ये असायला पाहिजे का? सेल्फ लर्निंग हा जो सब्जेक्ट आहे तो कुणालाही टीच करायला दिलेला नाहीये. That's why I'm writing here null and self-learning. So whether this is good or this is wrong to mention this information. So here this is not a way to represent the information. So here it means that if self-learning is not associated relationship, it means association between the two entities. Two entities here, if in this part, in this case, if instructor is at all not contributing to the relationship, म्हणजे सेल्फ लर्निंगचा जे इन्स्ट्रक्टरचा कुठेही रिलेशनशिप नाहीये, ती एंट्री माझ्या टीचर्स मध्ये यायलाच नाही पाहिजे. सो इट मीन्स सेल्फ लर्निंग फ्रॉम द कोर्सेस मधला जो सेल्फ लर्निंग आहे तो या रिलेशनशिप मध्ये भाग घेत नाही, इज नॉट पार्ट ऑफ दिस. देन आय कॅन से दॅट the participation of courses in the teachers relation is a partial. म्हणजे काय की सगळेच्या सगळे elements, all the courses are not participating into a relationship. But when it comes to the instructor, for every instructor a subject is allocated. It means that every instructor is having its own course for the teaching. It means every instructor is covered into a teaching relationship. Then I can say that the participation of this instructor is a total. प्रत्येक इंस्ट्रक्टरला कुठला ना कुठला कोर्स दिलेला आहे, and that's why that instructors is entry available into the teachers, and that's why I can say that participation is a total. So the definition of the participation says that the participation of entity set E, okay, एखादा एंटिटीचा participation in the entity set E in a relationship set R is said to be total if every entity in the E participates in at least one relationship in R. Okay, relationship मध्ये त्या E चा completely म्हणजे every entity, आता माझ्याकडे हे आहे A1 to A4 आहे, याच्यामधले प्रत्येक जण जर आर रिलेशनशिप ऍज अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस, देन आय कॅन सी दॅट द पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ दॅट एंटिटी सेट इज अ टोटल. हियर इन दिस केस participation of B, every entity from this set B is participating into a relationship. म्हणजे रिलेशनशिप मध्ये पार्टिसिपेट होते म्हणजे काय, पुन्हा कुठल्या प्रत्येक म्हणजे ए आणि बी दोन एंटिटी सेट आहेत, B1 चा असोसिएशन आहे B2 चा, म्हणजे प्रत्येक एंटिटीचा पुन्हा ना पुन्हा असोसिएशन आहे in case of this example. So it means B's participation is total and A's participation is a partial. If only some entities in E participate in relationships in R, the participation of entity set E in relationship set is said to be partial. Partial म्हणजे काय की all the instances, all the entities are not a part of relationship. Few of them had no relationship with the no participation into a relationship. That's why I can say that A's participation is partial and B's participation is a total. So you take a minute, read these two definitions, and then let me know whether it is a, should I go to the next point or I should repeat some other example. Okay, I hope as 2 minutes are passed, it means there is no problem. So still, I will repeat the definition. So in the relationship, which is दोन entity relationship असते, in that case, if the entities, all the instance, म्हणजे एका entity set मधून प्रत्येक entity the relationship मध्ये participate करत असेल, then it means that the relation, that is entity participation is a total. All the instances or all the entities are participating into a relationship. And if any of the uh, entity element or any of the entity is not participating, only few are participating into a relationship, then participation of that entity set is called as a partial, because this one is not participating. So then participation is called as a partial. So now here we are done with this second constraint. So now let us move to the next concept, that is keys. So here keys, when it comes to the database, keys, it means that this is a way that how the entities can be differentiated among one another. Differentiated, it means that I'm having name XYZ, another is having name ABC. So this is not a, it means unique way of differentiation. When I'm saying keys, it means that it should give me a unique answer. Unique answer, it means that there can be multiple students with the name ABC. Okay, if I'm randomly guessing that what are the marks of the ABC, then there can be multiple students with the same name ABC. One may be having 70, one may be having 75, another may be having 80. It means that whenever I'm saying that what are the marks of the ABC, I will get these three different answers. So that is not a way of distinguishing. Distinguishing means that whenever I'm saying what are the marks of the ABC, then it means whatever this ABC information I'm giving, that is incomplete. Incomplete in the sense, I will say that ABC from so and so address. So it means that so and so address, address and name, this both combination can give me a single answer. Yes, she is having a marks or he is having a marks 72. At that address, there might be a single person with name ABC, and that's why I can say that yes, she, out of these three, the middle one is having a same address as that, and she is having a mark 72 or 75. It means here this combination name and address gives me a unique value. So keys refers how, it means this is a way how we can distinguish or how we can differentiate between the given set of entities, and which will lead us to a unique response or unique identity of every entity. Okay, so a keys, a way to specify how entities within a given entity set are distinguished is needed. Conceptually, individual entities are distinct from a database perspective. That is, whatever entity set we are combining, the students, the instructor, everyone is different. But how that is different? It means by appearance, it means by looking at the appearance, we cannot say that yes, this is different, this is different. No, there is some dimension should be there. Some criteria should be there, on which basis we can say that yes, this one is different and another one is different. However, the differences among them is expressed in terms of their attributes. So these dimensions or these criteria on which we differentiate, this is called as attributes. So the values of attribute values of an entity must be such that they can uniquely identify the entity. Okay, so it means that I should be able to uniquely identify the each entity. Okay, now let us take an example here. Name. Okay, so you may not be aware, but there is a faculty SSK into a ENTC department also. So if consider, I got an office order for saying that you should work as a supporting staff for the examination, that is SS Kadam or SSK. Okay, generally office gives the order that SSK, SS Kadam. So I'm SS Kadam, and there is also faculty into ENTC department who is a SS Kadam. So if consider the office generates only this much notice, it means that this SSK, then we are in the ambiguous state, whether that order belongs to me or to the another SSK into us ENTC department. ENTC department. So if consider along with the name, if office also mentions that what is a department of the faculty, then it means that here if I'm getting order as SS Kadam from the CSA department, then it means that it belongs to uniquely only to me. It doesn't give me the ambiguous environment that don't know which of the SS Kadam is there. And here also, if I'm saying that yes, at this point I can say that yes, these two, it means differentiately. This also gives me a unique combination, and this also gives me a unique person, unique entity, unique instructor, SS Kadam from ENTC, SS Kadam from the CSE. Consider by chance, okay, tomorrow there is also one instructor called, it means there is also one instructor come to new to a department, that is SSK, and join CSA department. Okay, SS Kadam, same initials are there because Kadam is the most, it means very common surname. So it might possible that that instructor and me are having the same initials. And if we belong to the both, we belong both to the same department, it means that this combination also doesn't give us a unique combination. Attribute, when it comes to the entity set, it means that ज्यावेळेस मी हे कॉम्बिनेशन देते अट्रिब्यूट्स, त्यावेळेस मला कुठले तरी एकच युनिक आयडेंटिटी हवी. So when it comes to this combination, I'm having two identities. So in that case, I can say that what is the phone number of this instructor and what is phone number of this instructor. In that case, this name, department name and phone number, this combinedly can give me a single answer. Yes, this only points to SS Kadam, that is me. This only belongs to another instructor, SS Kadam, to that instructor. And here also, if I'm giving some another, that is in this way, this set of the attributes can give me the unique entity. Okay, so the values of the attributes of an entity must be such that they can uniquely identify the entity. त्या केसेसमध्ये माझे प्रत्येक युनिट म्हणजे अट्रिब्यूट्सचा जो सेट आहे तो नेहमी मला युनिकच कॉम्बिनेशन द्यायला हवं. ओके, सो सच अट्रिब्यूट्स आर कॉल्ड ॲज कीज. ओके, असा जो अट्रिब्यूटचा सेट जो की मला एक युनिक एंटिटी फाइंड आउट करायला मदत करतो. सो इट मीन्स that I can say that is a key. Okay, so no two entities in an entity set are allowed to have the exactly same values for all the attributes. म्हणजे माझ्या दोन एंटिटीज जर म्हणला म्हणजे एका एंटिटी सेट मधून, तर ऑल फॉर कन्सिडर दॅट आय एम हॅव्हिंग ओनली दीज 3 अट्रिब्यूट. कन्सिडर करा की माझ्याकडे हे 3च अट्रिब्यूट आहेत. मग त्या केसेसमध्ये कुठल्याही दोन एंटिटीज ना ऑल अट्रिब्यूटला सेम व्हॅल्यू हवेत असं नाही होऊ शकत. येस, बिकॉज here we are always talking about a set. Set, it means that the म्हणजे सेट मध्ये रिपीटेड व्हॅल्यू चालत नाही. तर रिपीटेड व्हॅल्यू असली तरी त्यावेळेस फक्त एकच व्हॅल्यू कन्सिडर करते. ओके, and practically that is not possible. It is at all not possible that two persons are having the same phone number. Okay, it means that this restricts our database to go into an inconsistent state. So here this is a restriction that in an entity set म्हणजे दोन एंटिटीज ना ऑल ह्याला सेम व्हॅल्यूज असतील असं कधीही नाही. ओके, ऍटलीस्ट अ सिंगल अट्रिब्यूट एका तरी अट्रिब्यूटला वेगवेगळी व्हॅल्यू असते. सो such set of the attributes is called as a keys. There are different types of the keys are there. So a key for an entity set is a set of attributes that suffice to distinguish entities from each other. म्हणजे असा सेट एंटिटी अट्रिब्यूट्सचा की जो मला एकमेकांपासून डिस्टिंग्विश करायला मदत करतो. ओके, सो देर आर डिफरंट टाइप्स ऑफ द कीज आर देयर. सुपर की, कैंडिडेट की, प्राइमरी की, and also foreign keys also there. But when it comes to the ER model, we let's focus on that concept. So mainly three types of the keys: super key, then candidate key, and primary key. Okay, so let us see what is meant by a super key. So name suggests that this refers to a superset. Okay, for example, I'm having the instructor information with me. Instructor मध्ये मी name, phone number, UID, department name, and salary. So these attributes I'm storing. म्हणजे in the instructor relation, I can save the value of a name, phone number, UID, department name, and salary. Okay, so here name, this value can be repeated because name, we can have multiple instructor with the same name. Phone number, this value cannot be repeated for every instructor. This value need to be unique. म्हणजे प्रत्येक instructorला वेगवेगळा phone number असणार. UID, this is also a unique value with respect to the each instructor. कुठल्याही facultyचा UID repeat होऊ शकत नाही. Department name, this name can repeat because there are multiple instructors which belong to the same department. Salary, multiple instructor can have the same skill, and that's why this value also can be repeated. So when it comes to the uniquely identification, म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस मला uniquely identify करायचं आहे, so at this point I can use a phone number. Okay, phone number I can use because this is a unique value. I can use a UID. Okay, UID सुद्धा नाही घेतला. So here नेम अँड फोन नंबर, हो, हे दोन अट्रिब्यूट सुद्धा माझ्याकडे डिफरेंशिएट करू शकतात, SSK and 1 2 3. So this combination also will give me a single reply. नेम हे सिंगल रिप्लाय देऊ शकत नाही. नेम आणि फोन नंबर हे दोन्हीचं कॉम्बिनेशन मला देऊ शकतं सिंगल आयडेंटिटी. देन फोन नंबर, दिस कॅन ऑल्सो गिव्ह मी, म्हणजे कॉम्बिनेशन की या अट्रिब्यूट सेट मधून असा कुठला अट्रिब्यूटचा सेट आहे की ज्याच्यामुळे मला युनिक आयडेंटिटी म्हणजे युनिक इन्स्ट्रक्टरच मिळेल. मग त्या केसेस मध्ये मी नेम फक्त जर यूज केलं, नेम कॅनॉट गिव्ह मी अ युनिक व्हॅल्यू, म्हणून मग मी काय करेन की याच्यासोबत फोन नंबर अटॅच करेन. ओके, दिस कॉम्बिनेशन कॅन गिव्ह मी अ युनिक व्हॅल्यू. सो सुपर की सेज दॅट हा अट्रिब्यूटचा सेट की जो मला युनिकली आयडेंटिफाय करतो तो आणि त्याचा कुठलाही सुपरसेट. सुपरसेट इट मीन्स दॅट या अट्रिब्यूट सेट मध्ये again you added UID, this also becomes a key, but in this case this is called as a super key. Super key फक्त फोन नंबर मला युनिक आयडेंटिफिकेशन करू शकतो. फोन नंबर सोबत मी नेम ऍड केलं म्हणजे त्याचा सुपर सेट झाला. सुपर सेट म्हणजे काय की त्याच्यामध्ये आपण बाकीचे अट्रिब्यूट्स ऍड करत जातो. सो नेम अँड फोन नंबर, दिस कॅन ऑल्सो गिव्ह मी अ युनिक कॉम्बिनेशन. इन ऍडिशन टू दॅट, म्हणजे या अट्रिब्यूटचा सेट नेम टू सॅलरी याच्यामधलं कुठलंही अट्रिब्यूट जर मी फोन नंबर सोबत जर ऍड केलं, इट मीन्स कॉम्बिनेशन, देन दॅट बिकम्स अ सुपर की. अगेन UID, if I am again adding department name, then that also becomes my super key. If along with that if I am adding the salary, that also becomes my super key. So super key means that any set of attributes or any superset of that attribute, म्हणजे त्या कॉम्बिनेशनचा superset also is called as a super key. मग याच्यामध्ये फक्त फोन नंबर फाइंड आउट करू शकतो, फक्त UID फाइंड आउट करू शकतो की युनिक एंटिटी कोणती आहे. नेम अँड फोन नंबर कॅन फाइंड आउट. फोन नंबर अँड डिपार्टमेंट नेम, म्हणजे मी हा आणि हा अट्रिब्यूट घेतला. These two also can give me a single value because 1 2 3 and CSA. This value is going to be unique. ही व्हॅल्यू युनिकच असणार आहे कारण की हा फोन नंबर कुठला तरी एकाच फॅकल्टीचा आहे आणि CSE मध्ये एकच पर्सन आहे की ज्याचा तो फोन नंबर आहे. सो इट मीन्स दिस कॉम्बिनेशन ऑल्सो कॅन गिव्ह मी द युनिक कॉम्बिनेशन. Again, if I'm adding phone number with the salary, also can give me a super key. Again, salary and UID, this also gives me a unique combination. In addition to that, if I'm adding department name, so this means a conclusion that any set of attributes or superset of those attributes which uniquely identify the entity, that is called as a super key. Okay, so now let me know, are you clear with the concept of super key? Okay, as I had not received any response in the chat window. So let us start with the next, that is key, candidate key. So here I can define a super key, that a set of attributes which uniquely identify an entity. Superset for what a super key. So super key, this is regarding the super key. Here, there is no limitation for the number of attributes, as many as we cover all the combinations. So this it means from the attributes of a relation, that is attributes of an entity, we can say there are many super keys can exist for a given entity. But when it comes to the candidate key, this always is a minimal key. Okay, minimal key, it means that here, if I taken the example of the name and phone number, okay, name and phone number तर मी हे दोन attributes जर घेतले, name and phone number, okay, out of this, if I divided these two attributes, हे दोन attribute मी divide केले, name, this uniquely cannot identify a person because name can be repeated, but phone number can be repeated. Sorry, phone number can give me the unique answer. Yes, this phone number belongs to a single faculty. It means that only phone number is sufficient to differentiate between the entities, but name is not sufficient. So it means that this is an extra attribute. त्या key मधून this is a minimum attribute which can uniquely identify my entity. Other than this, let us take an example of the UID and salary. Okay. So in the salary, if I divide these two attributes, so UID is able to identify a single person, single entity, but salary is insufficient. So this is a super key, but when it comes to the candidate key, this always a minimal, म्हणजे minimum set of the attributes. ते डिवाइड जर केले तर मग मला कुठलेही युनिक आन्सर मिळणार नाही. Okay, so it means that this attribute is insufficient or is not required here. Now let us take an example that here instead of salary, okay, other than the salary, if I'm taking date of joining, okay, that's for that date of joining the institute. So on the single date, multiple instructors can join. Okay, ही date multiple असू शकते, but असं असू शकत नाही की SSK दोन्ही पण इन्स्ट्रक्टरनी एकाच डेट ऑफ जॉईन एकाच दिवशी जॉईन केला. Consider that whatever the name and date of joining, okay, this is always giving me a unique combination. म्हणजे हे दोन सेटचं जे कॉम्बिनेशन आहे, म्हणजे दोन अट्रिब्यूटचं जे कॉम्बिनेशन आहे. So date of joining, so this is also giving me a unique answer. Yes, this name only belong to the SSK with phone number 123. This also gives a separate answer for SSK with another phone number. It means that these two combinedly attributes can give me a unique answer. Then I can say that this is also a candidate key. But if I divide these two, name is insufficient to give a single combination and date of joining is also unable to give me a single combination. So it means that this combinedly is needed. म्हणजे हे दोघं मिळून लागतात. Unique combination or unique entity identify करायला. So then it means that this is my minimal key, this is my minimal, म्हणजे मी divide further करू शकत नाही आणि याच्यामध्ये मी ही कुठलं dividation करू शकत नाही. So it means that this kinds of keys are called as a candidate key. The minimal super key, it's called as a candidate key. Clear with the candidate key? मिनिमल की विच कॅनॉट बी डिवाइडेड इंटू सब पार्ट्स, म्हणजे सब पार्ट्स मध्ये मी डिवाइड करू शकत नाही ऍज अ की म्हणून. ओके, ऍज अ अट्रिब्यूट्स आय कॅन डिवाइड, बट दिस कॉम्बिनेशन डझंट गिव्ह मी अ युनिक आन्सर. Okay, so now let us move to the next, that is primary key. So whatever candidate key is there, out of candidate keys, right now with this scenario we are having, it means a multiple candidate keys. He ek ahe, he ek ahe, and this one is also a candidate key, which is a minimal key, which is able to uniquely identify an entity. Out of these, one is chosen by a database administrator as a principal, or principal means you can say principal means or primary means, म्हणजे initial stage ला, म्हणजे एक first preference. Out of candidate keys, a single key is chosen as a primary key. For a single entity, we can have multiple candidate keys. And from that multiple candidate keys, one key is chosen as a primary key. So this is the first preference, की म्हणजे मला आयडेंटिफाय करायचे एंटिटीज, मग माझा फर्स्ट प्रेफरन्स या सगळ्या कॉम्बिनेशन मध्ये कुठल्या अट्रिब्यूटचा असेल. So if consider that if I say that phone number doesn't get changed, then I will use a phone number. But there is a possibility that I lost with my phone. It means broken or lost XYZ reason. Then it might happen that I may apply for the new phone number. Yes, there is a ways of recovery, but still, in order to change, I decided that I will go for a new phone number. It means that there is a possibility of changing this attribute. UID, this number cannot be changed. Once a person is registered, the UID remains same. It means that there is a less possibility of uh, changing this number. Phone number is a more frequent ways of communication. It means that this is easily available from a user, and that's why I decided that phone number will be my primary key. Okay, so it means that someone says that phone number is more reliable, someone says that UID is more reliable, or someone other says that name and date of joining is easy to remember and easy to carry out, and that's why we will use this as a primary key. It means it depends upon completely a database administrator. जो कोणी database administrator आहे की जो माझ्या DDL define करतो, he can decide out of these one which should be my primary key. So it depends upon its choices. So primary म्हणजे principal means की बाबा यांच्यापैकी माझा पहिला preference कशाला असेल. So that is chosen as a primary key. Primary, the principal means म्हणजे माझा first preference याच्यामधलं primary key म्हणून कशाला असेल, so that I can choose as a primary key. So as a database administrator, I feel that processing data phone number is easy because this is a easily information. So this reveals some personal information. That's why I will not use this as a primary key, but I will use phone number as a primary key. Then me as a database designer decided that phone number will be my primary key. Someone else other than me decides that phone number can be switched off, can be, it means after few days or few years this may get changed, but this doesn't get changed, and that's why he or she will prefer UID as a primary key. So it means it's okay, there is no problem because DBA can make its own decision, but there is only single primary key, single primary key for each entity, and there can be multiple candidate keys can be there. एका एंटिटीला मल्टिपल कॅन्डिडेट कीज असू शकतात, पण प्रायमरी की इज ऑलवेज वन. लेट इट बी एंटिटी, लेट इट बी रिलेशन, बट ऑलवेज इट इज अ वन ओनली. म्हणजे प्रायमरी की ही एकच असू शकते, कॅन्डिडेट कीज मल्टिपल असू शकते. And here we are having only single attribute. Phone number, UID, these are the single attributes. So there is no, it means simple attributes, I can say single attributes. But when it comes to the multiple attributes, म्हणजे database administrator chooses that this is difficult to remember or possibility to change. This is revealing a private information. That's why what a database administrator chooses that this should be a primary key, that is name and a date of joining, because this is a worldwide information and can be known to the every user, and there is no harm in providing this information. So that's why here I'm having a combination of attributes. Okay, याच्यामध्ये एकापेक्षा जास्त attributes आहेत. So this will be called as a composite primary key. Okay, so wherever I'm having a primary key which is having more than one attributes, then this is called as a composite primary key. So here this is a key concept. First, a super key, where we are having a set of attributes or superset of the attributes acting as a key which uniquely identifies an entity. Candidate key, a minimal super key is called as a candidate key. A primary key, the principal means of differentiation between the entities is called as a primary key. So this is chosen by a database administrator. And if a primary key is having multiple attributes, then this type of the key is called as a composite primary key. Okay, so take a review on this and let us move to the next point. If you are having a problem, you can ask me to a chat window, no problem, or by unmuting yourself. Okay, let us repeat composite primary key. So a composite primary key, it means that the key or key which contains more than one attributes. Okay. For that purpose, I will take some another example. Okay. A student is there. Student. Within a student, I'm having a roll number of the student. Roll number, name, address, and consider I'm having consider UID of the student, phone number of the student. Okay, these are the attributes. So here, roll number, consider that each student is having unique roll number. Consider in this entity set, we are storing students from the exactly one class. म्हणजे हे स्टुडंट एंटिटी सेट जो आहे तो फक्त एकाच क्लासचे स्टुडंट्स मेन्शन करतो. So it means that roll number will have a unique value. UID, Aadhaar number of the student, will have a unique value. Phone number will also have a unique value. Okay, so now let us consider that name and address. Name and address, it means that complete address. It means at post, etc. Each and everything. Consider that I'm having on a single that address, I'm having a person with the same name, only one person is there. म्हणजे एका ऍड्रेसला त्या नावाचा फक्त एकच व्यक्ती आहे. एकाच ऍड्रेसवर एका नावाचे दोन व्यक्ती असू शकत नाही. इट मीन्स दॅट हिअर ऍज अ प्रायमरी की व्हॉट कॉम्बिनेशन्स आय कॅन चूज, म्हणजे सॉरी ऍज अ कॅन्डिडेट की मी काय करू शकते, आय कॅन टेक अ फोन नंबर, आय कॅन टेक अ UID, I can take a roll number because I'm having a database of a single single class. Okay, एका क्लास मध्ये प्रत्येकाला रोल नंबर हा युनिक असतो. Okay, then name of the student and consider that address. This combination also gives me a unique student. म्हणजे नेम आणि ऍड्रेस मला एकच कुठला तरी स्टुडंट ऑलवेज देतो. जिथे नेम आणि ऍड्रेस रिपीट होते असं कुठलंही कॉम्बिनेशन माझ्याकडे नाहीये. एका ऍड्रेसला दोन व्यक्ती आहेत पण त्यांचं नाव वेगवेगळं आहे आणि दोघं जणांचं नाव सेम आहे पण ते दोघंही वेगवेगळ्या ऍड्रेसला लाईक करतात. So it means name and address combination also gives me a unique student entity. So when it comes to the primary key, here these are the candidate keys. If database administrator chooses that this candidate key can be my primary key. Okay, हे जे combination आहे name आणि address, there are two attributes are there, name and address. So if consider in the primary key or any key, if I'm having more than one attributes, okay, माझ्या address मध्ये जर more than one attributes key मध्ये जर more than one attributes असतील, so then this is called as a composite primary key which is having more than one attributes. For example, if I'm choosing here phone number, okay, phone number is a single value, म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये काय मल्टिपल व्हॅल्यूज वगैरे येत नाहीत, म्हणजे फोन नंबर एकच व्हॅल्यू आहे, हे अट्रिब्यूट मी डिवाइड करू शकत नाही. देन UID, ओके, आधार नंबर आय कॅनॉट डिवाइड, दिस इज ओनली अ सिंगल अट्रिब्यूट, हे एकच अट्रिब्यूट आहे. फोन नंबर इज ऑल्सो अ सिंगल अट्रिब्यूट. Roll number is also a single attribute. Okay, it means that this key, and this key I cannot divide into subparts, but when it comes to this subparts, this key I can divide into two subparts, name and address. Name and address माझे दोन वेगवेगळे attribute आहेत. So this combinedly gives me a composite key. It means हे दोघं combinedly मला एक single entity uniquely identify करून देतात. So it means that, sorry, this is a composite primary key. Composite म्हणजे काय की more than one attributes याच्यामध्ये participate करतात. And name and address, this is an example. Now is it clear? or should I take some another example? Okay, so now keys also help to identify relationships uniquely. म्हणजे keys फक्त entities लाच असू शकत नाहीत. त्या entities च्या keys आपण relationship मध्ये पण apply करू शकतो. But there is a different way. One to many to many. त्याच्यामध्ये combination we need to take, but uniquely, and this distinguished relationship between each other. So now here. So I will share a complete screen so that you can read this. Whether a presentation is visible to you or only slide is visible to you. Should I enlarge this? Okay, let us focus on this. Here, let me go back to the explanation here. A single entity is associated with another entity, and these are associated with relationship set R. Okay, so we are having different types of the relationships. One to many. Let us take one to one, then one to many, then many to one, and many to many. Okay, so for this example, we have taken the example that a single student having the account number. Okay, so a single student can have single account, and a single account can belong to a single student. Okay, so here it means that ज्यावेळेस आपण relationship set consider करतो, always whenever we are talking about the uniqueness, म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस uniqueness we are talking about, it means we are always talking about a primary key. Okay, or simply this is called as a key also. Key, which is a set of set of attributes which uniquely identify an entity. Okay, so when it comes to the relationship set, I wanted to say that a student 1 is having a account number 1 2 3 4. Okay, this account belongs to a student number 1, student with roll number 1, and roll number 2 is having some different account. Okay, so this is a combination. So if consider 1 to 1, it means that a single student can have single account. म्हणजे ही पण value repeat होत नाही आणि ही पण value repeat होत नाही. So what can be the primary key of this? Any guess? तर या दोघांमध्ये तर मी कन्सिडर केलं relationship between a student and account. Okay, this is a separate entity, this is a separate entity, this is a student roll number, and this is the account number. So account number is the primary key of account, कारण की तिथं account number repeat नाही होत आणि student मध्ये माझा roll number repeat नाही होत. Consider करा की student relations is having a primary key, that is roll number, and account relation is having a primary key and account number. Okay. Account number unique hai, roll number unique hai. And there is a relationship between entity student and entity account. So in the relationship set, if I wanted to say that roll number 1 is having account number 1 2 3, roll number 2 is having account 3 4 5 6. So here whenever we are talking about the relationship, always we take a primary key of student PK, primary key of entity 1 and entity of another entity. या दोन्हींच्या प्रायमरी की माझ्या रिलेशनशिप मध्ये पार्टिसिपेट होतात. म्हणजे मला इथे कळते की रोल नंबर 1 चा अकाउंट नंबर 1 2 3 4 आहे, रोल नंबर 2 चा अकाउंट नंबर 3 4 5 6 आहे. सो दिस इज अ प्रायमरी की. प्रायमरी की म्हणजे याच्यात ही कुठेही रिपीट झालेली नसणार आहे. 1 2 3 4 पण प्रायमरी की आहे. म्हणजे काय की या अकाउंट रिलेशन मध्ये ते कुठेही रिपीट नाही होणार. Yes, it is a one-to-one, and when it comes to the primary key, समजा मला या रिलेशनशिप सेटची प्रायमरी की काढायची. याची प्रायमरी की आहे रोल नंबर, याची प्रायमरी की आहे अकाउंट नंबर. Then what can be a primary key of R? माझा रोल नंबर रिपीट होणार नाही, अकाउंट नंबर रिपीट होणार नाही, बिकॉज अ रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन दीज इज 1-to-1. So after this much lengthy explanation, at least I expect a single answer. No problem, let it be wrong. I already told you that there can be only single primary key can be there. So whether do you mean that both can be a primary key? Means either roll number can be primary key or whether account number can be primary key. Yes, a roll number will be a primary key and account number also will be a primary key. Yes, I'm getting the answers. I'm happy with the answers. So let us talk about this. So 1-to-1, it means that roll number 1 can have a single account. म्हणजे रोल नंबरचं असोसिएशन जरी असेल तर फक्त एकाच अकाउंट नंबरशी कुठला तरी असेल. सो दॅट्स व्हाय हिअर म्हणजे रोल नंबर हा एकदाच माझ्या व्हॅल्यू माझ्या आर मध्ये येऊ शकते. माझ्या आर मध्ये 1-to-1 रिलेशनशिप मध्ये ही एंटिटी एकाच कोणासोबत तरी असोसिएट असू शकते. म्हणजे एकच रोल नंबर फक्त एकदाच अपेअर करू शकतो. अँड व्हेन इट कम्स टू द अकाउंट नंबर किंवा अकाउंट रिलेशन, इट्स पार्टिसिपेशन इज ऑल्सो 1. म्हणजे ही व्हॅल्यू सुद्धा माझी कुठेही रिपीट होणार नाही. प्रायमरी की इट मीन्स दॅट इट शुड युनिकली आयडेंटिफाय अ एंटिटी or relationship. Right now we are talking about the relationship. It means that appearance of this is also once and appearance of this is also only once. It means that in this 1-to-1 relationship, either I can have a roll number as a primary key or I can have account number also can be a primary key. Account number सुद्धा माझा कुठेही रिपीट होणार नाही. So it means that this can be also a primary key. So before going to that, let me read through the explanation. So a composition of primary key for a relationship set depends on the set of attributes associated with relationship set R. Okay, म्हणजे माझ्याकडे कुठली प्रायमरी की असावी दॅट इज कम्प्लिटली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द असोसिएशन. म्हणजे कुठल्या टाईपचं मॅपिंग आहे दॅट इज डिपेंडेंट. सो if the relationship set has no attributes associated with it, समजा माझ्या R मध्ये कुठलेही attributes स्वतःचे नाहीयेत, which is called as a descriptive attributes, then has no attributes associated with it, then the set of attributes म्हणजे माझ्या R मध्ये कुठले कुठले attributes असू शकतात. Primary key of E1, primary key of E2. Here this sign is for the union. युनियन म्हणजे काय की या सेटचा युनियन या सेटचा युनियन दोन्ही कंबाईन करून दॅट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ युनियन. सो which are the attributes of the relationship? When we talking about this are the association between E1 and E2. Which attributes it can have? Primary key of E1 and primary key of E2. Right now this is a binary relationship. If there are multiple entities are participating, consider kara there are n entities are participating, then it means that here up to n all the entities primary key will be the part of relationship set R. Okay, so I think I should stop here because this whatever this discussion is there, this is somewhat lengthy discussion, so I will only focus on the keys. That is super key, a set of attributes or superset of the attributes which uniquely identify the keys. Candidate key, a minimal key, and primary key. The principal means of differentiation. that is a primary key, and primary key is chosen from the candidate key by a database administrator. So if you are having any doubt in the mapping cardinality or participation or keys, you can ask me, and here we will stop today.